to produce scrumptious and wholesome beverages. So check us out at mymajesties.com. That's MyMajesties.com. My Majesties, an Urban Passport member.
Some carriers will give you just one measly entertainment subscription. One is no fun. With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. That's 7 times the... 7 times the... No. 7 times the... Music, gaming, Disney+, Hulu, ESPN+, and more. That's 7 times the entertainment! Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It is the 26th of April, 2023. Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. I am the host, DVP, and we're here on the MyJBN network. My super duper duper purdy and feisty producer Mel is with me, so we're gonna get some things going. But before we get my guest on the show, we're going to just talk about a few things and to keep in focus with the show. What I want to talk about is respect and my amazement with respect. Because people always, I hear a lot of people talking about people got to earn their respect. And I'm not understanding why somebody has to earn your respect. Respect should be the natural order of things. People should have to earn your disrespect. Because how do you earn respect? I mean, you ain't doing nothing. So when you say I got to earn your respect, do you come in with the mentality of F you, or you better do this, you better come to me correct? I mean, are you coming with an aggressive mentality? I'm not sure how we got to that point. Because granted, for those of y'all who know me on a personal level, even on a professional level, I can be dismissive. I can be arrogant, but I'm never disrespectful to people initially. I'm only disrespectful when you give me something to disrespect. But people who talk to me in general will tell you that it doesn't matter how old you are or anything else. I generally say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am to everybody because I come from that place first because I want to set the mood for how the conversation goes. I don't need for you to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am to me. This is how I operate. So I give you that. That's just a carpet treatment. It's you're not special because I say it to you. It's just how I start off things. Even on a lot of my posts, I will say sir and ma'am to people until they cross a line. Then I don't take the respect back. I just become disrespectful because I will feed them what they're serving. But when I see, oh man, you got to earn my respect. How does that happen? Why do people have to earn your respect? If they're good human beings, they're good human beings. They should just be met with a level of civility, not senility. We should be able to converse. We should be able to disagree. One of the things I have liked about every producer I've had on this show, whether it was Roy, whether it was a couple other people, whether it's Mel, we don't always agree, but there's never a line crossed of disrespect. Even though Mel tried to get me jumped on one time, but that's a whole nother thing. I know she was playing, wink, wink. But we don't ever cross a disrespectful line. You can have your opinion. You can speak your opinion. You are free to speak your opinion in the way that you talk. But your opinion should never be personally degrading or offensive to another person. See, you cannot like something. Hell, you can even not like somebody. But why do you feel the need to be disrespectful simply because you don't like them or what they do? You know, the old saying, what you shit don't feed me. So if somebody does something I don't like, all I got to do is just not go to where they're at. I don't feel the need to be confrontational about what it is they like. You know, let's just keep it simple. People who know me know that I don't eat chicken. It's my choice. I don't like it, never have, never will. You can't make me. But, you know, people want to make a comment, oh, you not black, and what? And some, you know, some get really aggressive about it. They ain't just ha ha he. I mean, they truly want to challenge my blackness because of their perception. And I always have to just remind them, you know, white people eat chicken. So I'm not sure how me not wanting to eat chicken defines my blackness. But it tells me more about you as a person. But then you want to try to denigrate me because I don't want chicken? I mean, that's like me saying you're not black if you ain't killed two people. How stupid is that? But why do we feel the need to do this? And it's so unnecessary. Is it just so we can feel better about ourselves? Is it so that we can be dismissive? Is it so that we can continue these ignorant battles with each other about nothing? Because it's like we like to fight about nothing. And part of what we do on this show is we want to have uncomfortable conversations. And then we want to come up with solutions for for the issues that we have, not keep making them worse, not keep building on bad issues so we can be Chief Hellraisers Almighty. It's illogical. It makes no sense to in one breath saying we need to come together and do this, but in the meantime, I'm gonna keep destroying us. That it makes no sense. And as we get to this and we look, as everybody wants to talk bad about something that they don't want to do, nobody wants to be a cop, but everybody wants to regulate cops. Nobody wants to teach, but they want to regulate teachers. Nobody wants to take the hard jobs that are needed for society, but everybody got a solution that makes no sense. That's odd to me because, again, y'all said if you ain't part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So how is it you can keep telling me what's wrong, but you can't tell me how to fix it? How is you can keep telling me what's wrong, but you ain't willing to join the ranks and fix it? That confuses, bewilders, intrigues, all of that. I'm confused. What are you doing? What are you teaching your kids? What are you teaching your peers? Because this ain't just a kid issue with respect. There's a lack of respect in general. Next week, I'm going to do a show, my fake battle of the sexes, because men tend to get triggered so easily when it comes to being disrespectful that they constantly want to attack women. They'll ever check each other. They check women. I'm confused. I know black men don't cheat. Black men ain't never wrong, and women should just shut up and follow us. Even if we, 40, 50 years old, living in our mama's basement on subsidized income, a woman should still follow us because there's a chance we could be right. We're just down on our luck. And I believe that, but not really. If you 40, 50 years old and you still struggling, your concern doesn't need to be dating. Your concern needs to be coming up. Your concern doesn't need to be who's willing to shut up and listen to you and some more of your bad ideas, because all your ideas to this point have you in a basement. I'm just saying. See, when I go teach, I dress the part so that people listen to me. I look like a professional. I sound like a professional. I don't have to tell people they got to respect me. It comes from my demeanor, my appearance, and how I carry myself. I'm just saying, when y'all having these talks with y'all parents, with your kids, with your friends, with your peers, with your relatives, y'all might want to stress there's nobody in this world, nobody, who doesn't need other people for something. Even if you're a serial killer, without people, you ain't got a job either. So no matter what it is you do, you need other people. Even if you like being a loner, well, there are islands you can go to, but on that island, there's nobody to ignore. So most of y'all loners need people to ignore. Go figure. This is what we do, and this is how we can't keep changing the narrative. But let's give a little respect. Let's give a little respect. Let's stop defending foolishness and fuckery for the sake of. Let's stop. Tupac said the old way wasn't working. We got to change the way we eat, the change we do things, the way we speak to each other, all of that. Let's try it. Who knows what could happen? Maybe we could move forward. Maybe we could let go of this battle of the sexes, this battle of the races. Maybe we could stop blaming everybody for shit that we created on our own, through our own arrogance, and dare I say, ignorance. I am going to take a break because I see my guests are coming in. And then, like I said, I got some teachers. We're going to watch some videos. We're going to talk about the teaching profession and how you, the parents, the aunties, the uncles, the grandparents, the nieces and nephews are making the system go astray. Lots of people don't want to teach anymore just because of the students. Lots of people don't want to teach anymore because of the crazy expectations from parents. And lots of parents don't want to parent anymore. They want everybody to take care of their kids, whether it's teachers, whether it's the cops, whether it's parole and probation, DFACs, whatever. So we're going to dip out of here, and I will see you guys shortly. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back. For real, for real.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
I miss all my friends in school.
Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccine.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
Whether it's advice on managing your anxiety or tools to help you stay grounded, Coping-19 provides a range of resources and self-care tips to help you cope with this pandemic. We can help. Find the resources that work best for you at coping-19.org.
Stillman College is an HBCU in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where we prepare students for a different world. Stillman is a college of distinction for last year and this year. Our largest majors are business and biology, followed closely by psychology, criminal justice, and history for pre-law, communications, English, and religion. Our newest degree programs are in the Department of Computational Sciences, which covers cybersecurity, data analytics, and math. The Biomedical Academy prepares students for competitive entry into health professions and graduate programs. We have established summer biomedical research internships with major research institutions, such as the University of Alabama, Drexel and Temple Universities in Philadelphia, the Salk Institute in San Diego, California, and the universities of Florida, Indiana, and Iowa. We became creative with social distancing and masks for the pandemic. Our students enjoy movie nights at the stadium and the new Melissa and Davis Legacy Courtyard, where you can eat and enjoy friends. We have the Divine Nine Greek letter organizations, student government leadership, and ambassadors. Our small class sizes, nurturing faculty, and friendly environment let you know that Black Lives Matter at Stillman College each and every day. Applications are free. Sign up at discover.stillman.edu. Complete the contact card and apply today. Stillman College, where we prepare students for a different world.
This is Carlos Brown, letting you know that we're on the move. You can now catch the Carlos Brown Show beginning this July on the Black College Sports Network each and every Saturday from 11 to 1 Eastern Time. That's 10 to 12 Central Time. Same time, new place. On Facebook at the Carlos Brown Show and Black College Sports Network, online at www.mybcsn.net and on the BCSN app available on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
This is Brian Fulford. A.D. Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Bounty versus the old family dish towel. Drying with a fresh sheet of Bounty leaves your hands cleaner than a used dish towel that can carry and redistribute food residue. So ditch the dish towel for better hand hygiene. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
What up, what up, what up? I'm back, and my guests are slowly creeping in. I got my first guest. I know him as Agony, but he got a real name and he do some real shit. So I'm gonna let him tell y'all a little bit. Let him tell y'all a little bit about himself right quick. Go ahead, Agony, or Mr. Stevens, whatever it is. Go ahead. Tell them who you are, what you do.
What? Oh man, it feels funny being on this side, man, because usually that's my line. Like, tell these folks who you are and what you do. But now I'm on the other side.
You the DJ and the host.
Right, go figure. But as one, appreciate you for having me on, man. Like I said, we shared this screen before, but last time you were on that side, I was on this side. I am DJ Agony, two-time ATL's hottest DJ, also known as Dr. Dope, host of the Dope Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Facebook, YouTube, all that. But in my professional life, I am Mr. Stevens, math teacher at a high school, which will remain nameless at the moment, for professional reasons, probably because I still work there. And so when the brother reached out and said, yo, I need some teachers to talk about what's going on in the trenches, I was like, you mean these trenches that I'm sitting in? I'm here.
and that's what it's about. And I want you to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of, when you get to this, between social media and just other people, if you really want to know something, most of y'all have the ability to reach out. I didn't even put a post out asking for teachers. I just realized I know quite a few teachers. And I almost forgot Agony because he's a DJ extraordinaire. But I remember we had a conversation about him teaching. And y'all know how we do this on the show. I like people who can keep it real without being abrasive. I know lots of people who can come on the show, but they curse too much. And when there's too much cursing, you miss the message. Because you can't get around them in their lack of words. But I wanted to get some teachers, and like I say, he teaches at high school. I got 3 more coming. Because like I said, I want to have 2 guys and 2 ladies, because I want to have a wide spectrum so we can see what's really going on. And I got a couple of videos, but I want at least one more. I want a woman on here first so I do the videos, because I want it from both sexes. Because what I've discovered in my research is that men and women don't always see the same thing, regardless of profession. Agony can still see things as a man first. He'll see them as a man, then as a teacher, then as a male teacher. He won't ever see the same thing that a female teacher sees as a female. I see my other partner, Mr. Jux, is here. And again, when we're talking this, look at these 2 brothers. And I don't want to downplay it, but I guarantee you, when somebody steps to them, they don't feel the same thing that a woman teacher feels. I guarantee they can probably be pushed just a little bit further because they got some size on them, so they don't understand the same things. But on the flip side, there are times that I was a cop. There was a time that a woman could calm the situation down quicker than we could because we got testosterone going. We're going to see who the biggest dog. And a woman can come in there and all she got to do is be an older woman and say, baby. And guess what? That testosterone leave the air. So everybody has a different way of dealing with them. And I'm sure when I get them on here, they're going to all have their different ways of dealing with stress. How do you do this? How do you do that? But while we waiting, the most important question I want to start off with, and I'm gonna start off with, hold on, let me back up. Mr. Jokes, introduce yourself to the audience right quick, sir.
Oh man! First of all, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's like teaching online. You gotta make sure the kids can hear you first before you do a lesson. I am Jonathan Jux, also known as Coach Jux to many, and DJ Ape to others. Like my brother did. I'm not gonna say what school I teach at because I like my school and they like me. But I am 14 years in the game of teaching and changing kids every day. I do teach middle school science, so he teaches high school. So we definitely gonna have some of the same sentiments and horror stories, as they do in high school and middle school. So I'm glad to be here. I met this wonderful brother at an event I was DJing, and he had a good conversation. And boom, next thing I know, he said, "Hey, Ape, I need you to come talk to me for a second online." I said, "Okay, hey, if I don't have a baseball game, I'm there for you." So my game's tomorrow, so we good today.
That's what's up.
I said that's great. It's crazy that you say that because you a DJ, a coach, and a teacher. I'm a DJ, a coach, and a teacher.
Man,
and it's also, it's crazy that y'all got the same bio damn near.
Mm-hmm. And I just came from middle school. I did 6 years in middle school. I moved to high school in September.
And see, I did 12 years elementary, and I just had my second year in middle school. So
you a soldier. You a soldier.
Hey man, listen, I can't do high school. They're too big for me. I'm sorry.
Let me ask y'all a question while it's just the fellas. Why aren't there more why aren't there more male teachers?
Oh man, that's a very easy question.
In high school or period?
Period.
Appreciation.
Well, how do you want to answer? Why aren't there more male teachers, especially black?
I'm gonna say one is the value. We as a society have gotten used to our moms in the classroom, that motherly spirit in the classroom. I feel that society has pushed that male voice out because kids are threatened by it. And at the same time, most males don't feel valued in the building. You have your PE teacher. Most schools traditionally it's the PE teacher, it's the principal, it's the janitor. When you get a male teacher in the building, you outwork him. He's doing everything. He's breaking up fights. He's driving the bus. He's the school DJ. He's the basketball coach. And so we lose that value of who he really is and what he can really do for the school. And so most men don't want to do that. So it's kind of like I was at a male educator conference at the state capitol, and that was one of the questions: how do we keep black males in the classroom? And the biggest thing I kept saying was value. People say, "Oh, I love my teachers," but how much do you love your male teachers? Not to overwork them, so they can feel like, okay, I know I'm the male in the building, but I don't want to be the workhorse. I don't want to be your mule because you can't do. So I definitely think to keep us in the building is change how much you value what we really can do and what our voice can really do for your school.
What about you, Aggie?
Absolutely. And to add on to that, going back to something you said earlier, like you said, the janitor, the principal, the coach, and just to throw it in there, ISS. But oftentimes, we're not valued for the intellect. I mean, we all did 4 years of college and numerous rounds of testing to get that job. Man, woman, white or black. Everybody in that building went through it. So to get treated like the muscle, the workhorse, because we can handle it. I mean, yeah, you probably know we can handle it and we can. But what about what else I offer? You know what I'm saying? Or, when somebody has a student that they can't control or is unruly, they bring them to the male teacher. And he'll sit in there and chill out.
You don't think that's even more reason why we need more male teachers? If male teachers become the norm, then you don't have to take them to male teachers. You already got a male teacher handling the problem, don't you think?
I think there'll be more male teachers if they were valued for more than just the muscle.
But that's what I'm saying. Because we're so rare, they don't have anywhere else to go but to the 2 or 3 that's there. If we had 20, 30 male teachers, then who would be bringing you there? Who would be bringing their bad students to you? Because it's already a male presence there handling that. Do you follow me?
I get what you're saying. That's looking at the coin from two sides. If there were more male teachers, then yeah, they wouldn't have to look at us as such a commodity. But if they valued the ones that were there, then and valued them as the commodity that they are, more would show up.
So, what keep you there for 14 years?
Man, I gotta pay a mortgage. I gotta pay my mortgage. That's the first thing.
Sometimes when you ask for honesty, it's too much.
Yeah, listen, hey,
that is honest.
I see.
What really keeps me there, 14 years later, it's the thrill of seeing the kids that have been outnumbered before. I see that passion in them, and they have really just fueled my fire to keep being passionate. I've always loved seeing kids grow. My high scholars, yeah, you're going to be smart. You're smart. You're going to excel. But my middle level kids or my low level kids, seeing them really, really grow and actually understand the content, that keeps me there. One thing people will tell you about me, I'm a selfless person. I will give people. I don't need things in return. And I feel like with kids, they just need somebody that really support them. So over these years, I've just seen them be the reason why I keep going. Even though, yes, this is my 3rd school I'm at. It's always hard to transition from one school to another because you want to stay another year to help that other kid. Maybe they got siblings coming up. But it's just been that thrill of just supporting kids in my community. Like wanting to be their Joe Clark. You know what I mean? Not to chain the doors, Joe Clark, but just be that person that says, "Man, listen, I'm gonna go to bat for you." So like I'm coaching baseball right now, and perfect example, umpire was terrible, called a bad call, and so I called timeout, addressed the umpire. I said, umpire, that was a bad call. He wants to cuss, I cuss back. I said, listen, I'm gonna fight for my kids. My kids have no voice in a coach umpire conversation. I'm gonna fight for my students regardless. So just that passion to see them grow has kept me in my classroom. I'm bored now. I'm bored, but still, that's my reason why I keep going.
Is that a Katina sighting? Is that Miss Rice? Oh, now she looked around like she don't know I'm talking to her. What's happening with you?
Look, I'm froze. I keep freezing. I don't know.
That one time you got Metro, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
You know what?
I remember Miss Rice from before she came, and she brought a little heat to the conversation. So, Katina, how long you been teaching?
3 years.
Tell me, I don't know if you got the first part of the conversation, because I do some mentoring. I was wondering, why do you think there aren't more male teachers, especially Black males?
Why would they? What's the motivation for them to do so? We have one. I'm lying. We have 2 at our school. 2. That's it. And I heard him say something about being the muscle, and that's really what they do. They are in the pods, so they handle the EBD children. And so
what's EBD?
Behavior
Emotional behavior disorder.
Emotional behavior disorder.
Yeah. And so those students are separated from even the rest of the school. They're literally like in the pods and in the trailers on the outside of the building. And so the only time that up until this year that we ever saw the 2 male teachers that we have was like in passing, or if they came in the cafeteria to get lunch for their kids. And And then at the end of the day, like for dismissal, they take their kids out. That was the only time we ever saw them, unless there was some kind of heightened aggression in like one of the general ed students, then they would come in and kind of help out. But that was it. One of those teachers has come inside the building and is on fourth grade with me. And he's very much the bass in the voice, but like that's across K through 5 or pre-K through 5. And so he's, you know, if you hear him hollering, usually the kids are like, get out of the way, because he's upset about something. But that's the only time we see them, is if there's some kind of issue that they have to come in and kind of, you know, mediate. And I know that there are people who want to do that all day. But if your intention is to come in and teach and is to come in and educate, you don't want to be the referee all day, every day.
So what grade do you teach?
4th.
You in elementary schools?
Yes.
Okay, so we got elementary school, middle school, and high school. And you know, and I'm listening, and it's sad because I have blamed us being black men, that we're not around more. But I had no idea that we were all considered to be bouncers. So it's like every time I go, I don't see any of us. Why aren't we here if we know that the community needs us? And part of my battle of the sexes thing is we're so quick to blame women for everything, but we're nowhere around to help them. And it's like, well, damn, you know, if there were more male teachers, then the teachers wouldn't have to do so much disciplining, because they wouldn't be challenged so much because they're men close. But I didn't know. See, this is where it's important to listen, ladies and gentlemen, and stop pushing false narratives. I had no idea that most male teachers, well, at least these two here, and it's co-signed by a woman, that the men teachers are used as bouncers. That is it's disheartening.
Well, I will say this. The two teachers that we have are both black men. And my school is very, very, very heavily black. I have on 4th grade, there's not even 20 white students or Hispanic students. It is very heavily black. Our assistant principal is a white man, that any student that you ask will tell you, we're not scared of him. Well, he don't scare us. Like, you know, they don't listen. When you ask them why, you know, kids are honest. They're like, for what? He not gonna do nothing. He doesn't scare us. You know, he's gonna call our mom, and she don't want to be bothered, so there's no punishment. He doesn't do punishments. So the discipline and the structure and the, you know, yelling, for lack of a better word, and the support, they don't get that from black men because there are none. And that's across the board through the school at all. So it's not because we don't want them there. We would definitely like to have them there. But again, if you feel like all you're going to do is be, you know, the middleman, and your intention is to teach, then those two things don't go together.
Wow. That is insanity. And Antoinette, one of the viewers is saying, and we're gonna get some other stuff. Antoinette is like, you also need to blame immunization, diet, environmental exposure, and lack of support or access to mental health. And I think those are way down the road. If you don't have the people there, none of those matter. Yeah, lots of us are hungry, but we still got to find a way to get to them, because you know, one of the things that I used to always hate, but I used to try to make sure I did, when I had a little girl who was in elementary school, I would go to the lunchroom and just pay X amount of funds for all the kids who were late, because I found out from one of the workers that was a big thing. Can't get blood from a turnip. The lunchroom lady doesn't want kids not to eat, and they won't say anything. They'll just let them keep racking up a bill, and it's like, damn, this is insane. This is insane. So I would just pay some money, you know, just let me take off these, you know, my hood Tyler Perry thing. There's a lot of things that
And you would
schools
think
need.
that
There's a
that
lot
would
of
be
things
like
that,
the least. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, but I'm just trying to do my little part. Like I said, because I don't know everything. I'm that parent that when the teacher says, "Can you send some pencils or whatever?" I'm gonna go to Dollar Tree with my little $50 and buy nothing but school supplies and give them to the teacher. Because it's the least I can do. And I'm sure there's more, but as I see people doing nothing, or as I hear people talking about, I'm not sharing my pencil, those kind of things just kind of bothered me. And I wanted to sit back, like I say, Katina, this is your second time where we start talking about the teaching profession and what's going on. And we're going to talk about now you feeling safe. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about why shouldn't teachers carry guns as part of their job, which to me is totally insane. The things they want to add more to your plate and take away some resources, but giving you stuff to do other things. The guys didn't sign up to be bouncers. You didn't sign up to be a cop, but now they want you to take on 4 or 5 roles for the same amount of money, which to me is insane. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break. Hope we can get Joy in. We're gonna watch a couple of videos. I want to hear the opinions from the men and the women, so you can tell us what you see, how you feel, how it makes you feel about staying in the profession, and would you recommend it to somebody? So Mel, can we get a quick little break, and then we're gonna come back and do what we do.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service with Slow Burn. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge featuring a meticulous curated collection of premium cigars. It's more than a mobile lounge. It's an environment and an experience rich in history, luxury, and personality. An elegant extension of any celebration occasion. It's the perfect escape and meeting place, a space where you can relax or enjoy a shared passion. Have Slow Burn plan your next big event, or before you are planning to celebrate your win over your athletic rival, you can shop our collections at www.slowburnwaco.com.
But if they want to tab, I'ma do the dab, yeah.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit.
Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio.
That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds.
You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplify Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplify Development Services.
All right, so we back. We still having a little technical difficulties with somebody. Quick question, and we'll just go down the road. If you had a student who told you they wanted to be a teacher, 2 students, 1 boy, 1 girl, what advice would you give them, Tina?
I would tell them to make sure that they're getting into it because they love it and not for the money. And I would tell them to make sure that they are teachable.
Joy, how are you? I think she froze again. Her and Ape fighting for that same spot. Agony, you got a boy and a girl.
What up,
Who wants to be a teacher?
You know, the first thing I was thinking was exactly what Miss Tina said, that make sure you do it for the love of it. You're not gonna be as rich as your favorite rapper doing this here, so nah, just do it because you love it and because this is something that, you know what I'm saying, you're driven to do, or you know what I'm saying, you might feel like you're called to do it. Also with that, you know, be in a position to teach something that you love doing and that you can find relatability in, and also be that type of person that can make those bonds and make those relationships. Like the part of your job, it starts off before you even get into content, is building those relationships. And you know, you'd be a fool to think that you could save all 120 students, but just know that you can get a quarter of that. I can sleep. You know what I'm saying? You can sleep at night. You're not gonna be able to get them all.
So, is money an issue?
The
Yes.
lack of, the lack of.
Depends on who you ask, but absolutely.
So, if they offer more money, do you think it would encourage more people to become teachers?
You say if they offered more money?
Yeah, would it encourage more people to be teachers, specifically men?
You know, it's interesting because we've been getting pay raises lately. It's not a whole lot, but noticeable
Right.
pay raises from the time that I started until what new teachers are coming and making now, and yet and still it's one is not enough still, but at the same time it's like it's not driving those numbers up to where more people, like, they're not flooding the market with teachers now because they're doing these pay raises.
Right. And part of it too is good news travels fast. So, you know, when people are having these discussions about their frustrations in the classroom and parents and admin and, you know, the students and the other teachers, it does not, you
And
know,
don't forget the
when you look
PLs.
at the money, right, PLCs and PDs, and then you look at, you know, the income, you know, the salary, and you're just like, why? Like, why would I take on all that extra stress for this amount of money?
Joy, quickly give
If
us
it's not something that you really want to do.
Joy, tell us how long you've been doing this and what grades you're teaching. What kind of school you in? Elementary, middle, or high school?
Okay, so a blessing first for me is that I am really good at what I do. And because I am really good at what I do, I am the only math teacher at my school. I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
So
I
you
have
middle
been
school.
doing this middle school in a private school. I've been doing this for 15 years now. I started when my daughter was in kindergarten and she's 20 now. Um, these. I'm from Louisiana, y'all, so I use a lot. My accent is totally different. These new churn is different.
Baby.
Is it the new children or the new parents?
Both
Both.
of them.
6 and half a
Both of
dozen.
them.
Both
So
of them.
Six half
All
a
of them.
dozen. I like that.
so Joe, let me ask
All of
you. You missed the first part of the show, but the
Mhm.
men said that at their schools they're basically used as muscle. They don't get to teach. They do get to teach, but
Ooh.
everybody looks at them as muscle because there's so few men. Are you having the same? Are you having the same issues at your school?
Yes, definitely. We don't have a lot of men. That's a very interesting perspective that they're used as muscle, because I never really looked at it from that angle, but now that I'm processing that is a reality at my school as well. We definitely
Mhm.
need more men. But to be totally honest, I mean, in society, more often than not, men are providers. They're the caretakers. They're the ones in charge of the household. Ain't nobody finna be signing up for to be disciplining these children and having to get out of character and do all that for a few little pennies, because they're not paying us for what we're doing at all.
Mm-mm.
Ain't that much passion in the world.
So if you had two students, a boy and a girl, who told you they wanted to get into teaching, what would be your advice to them, Joy?
Don't do it, baby. Let me mentor you on another path. Tutor on the side, little baby. This ain't it. See, Joy lie for you before she
What a
lied to you.
freak.
Come on, little baby. This ain't it, baby. Come on. Come talk to Joy.
Shotty said, "Don't
Hey,
do it. Don't find somebody else to
She
do
Joy
said
it."
don't
ghetto
do it.
gold, man. I like
She
her.
said tutor on the side, baby.
Yeah. I
I was
lie
coming
for
to
you
your
before
school,
I lie
Joy. That
on you.
won't do.
Don't do it.
We
Oh
we
man.
we we're gonna show. We're gonna show a video. Then I want to get the four perspectives from the video. Mel, go ahead and cue me a video.
In the classroom between a teacher and a student dividing a community tonight. A high school music teacher in Los Angeles is seen on video punching a student after the boy allegedly taunted him with racial slurs and threw a basketball at him. The teacher was arrested, but tonight money is pouring in for that teacher, and here's ABC's Will Carr.
The alarming video of a fight between a teacher and a student sparking division in one California community tonight after police arrested the now former teacher for child abuse. A GoFundMe page supporting the 64-year-old who resigned Wednesday, raising more than $145,000.
I want to thank you for supporting me.
Many defending the popular music teacher Marston Riley, pointing to a video before the fight that shows the 14-year-old berating him, even using a racial slur over and over.
Stop lying, man. You the one lying, bro.
Going as far to throw a basketball all over a uniform violation. Riley initially appears to try to de-escalate the situation, but eventually snapped.
It was a mistake that he swung at the student and let the emotions get to him, but I feel like it was the student's fault for provoking the fight.
The student hospitalized but later released. Riley now out on a $50,000 bond. David, tonight authorities are taking a close look at those cell phone videos while the money from that GoFundMe page is intended to help with the teacher's legal fees. David.
ABC's Will Carr tonight. Will, thanks.
Okay, because I know a little bit about some of y'all. First of all, I don't want y'all jumping on no kid to get this 145, because I'm assuming that none of you guys make 145K.
Hey, it's
Nah, not at all. Not legally.
And the reason the reason that video intrigued me is because this 145K came from the public who thought the teacher was right. And I was like, well, damn, I like that. At least the community is supporting him. But how do y'all feel, first of all, what the teacher did? Ladies?
Hey, ladies, go ahead.
Okay.
Not the deep side in the beginning.
Right.
Listen, because there's the part of you that says he's still the adult, right? And so you have to be able to take yourself out of those situations. But then there's the other part that says, okay, but he's human. And so you kind of have to weigh those two things. It's slippery. It's just slippery.
Joy, you at a private school.
Yes, I am.
What do you think about that? The teacher.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this to not get myself in trouble, and not incriminate myself. But I think in certain situations, I'm glad that they did take into consideration what happened beforehand, because it's very easy, just given like a snippet, like a few seconds, maybe a minute of a video, to take out of context what really happened. All of the series of events that led up to that particular situation escalating and just kind of boiling over. I do think it was a bit extreme that he punched him in the face, but I do know that with this like surge of social media and everything being online, I've seen firsthand how kids will intentionally push and push. And I'm gonna just say personally, I don't look my age, but I'm grown, and I ain't finna let these children rattle my nerves. But I have seen firsthand situations where kids will provoke and push because they know that somebody's over in the corner recording. They know that they can pretty much turn the story or change the narrative of what actually happened. So it's like my sister said, it's a very slippery slope. It's a ooh, I don't know. It's a touchy area.
Yeah, because until they mentioned that there was another part of the video, what they showed initially, it just looked like the man jawed the boy and there was
Yeah.
no context. It just
Yeah.
like he was just beating him up. So until they provided that extra bit of information, then you kind of get a fuller picture and you can, then you can make a more informed decision. Because just off the initial video, you like, damn, he just punched the boy in the face. Like, what's, you know what I'm saying? What's all that?
Yep.
Go ahead, Agony. I know you waiting.
No, but I had actually seen that one. And yeah, that video was longer. And yeah, this boy starts in like he goes in is in this, and he calling the old man everything but his name. And I heard from an OG long time ago when I was young that old men don't BS when they fighting. He gonna tell you, go on now, leave me alone. Which the old man,
Yeah.
which the teacher said. He said, better go on now. When that sentence becomes a word, go on now. When all that becomes one word, your best
Just one
bet
word.
is a
Find you
gone
somewhere to
now.
go.
That's your somewhere safe. Cause what he doing was not safe. And I'm gonna be honest, and I noticed this too. As I get older, my patience shortens. It's not like when I started
Yes.
and I started at 27, 28. Nah, it's my patience is a lot shorter now. So he did his best. He just told him, go on now, get out my space. And now, mind you, going for an initial headshot, what I just told you, OGs don't BS when they fighting. That was his
Yeah, when they
alternative to pulling that razor or that 38 out.
Why you got to go with the
yeah.
razor? Why you got to go with the razor?
Man,
That's just
look,
what old heads do.
It's discreet. It's
OG's
So
gonna
discreet.
that's what we do.
That's what old heads do.
OG's gonna
Oh,
keep
That
see,
is
one or
some
the other.
old man situation.
see, hey, y'all knew that, but see, he done accused me of pulling that razor before, so he was taking a shot at the host. See, he was
Uh-oh.
he was
Uh-oh.
taking a
Well,
shot at the
okay.
host.
Okay.
So,
See, we didn't know
hey,
that.
Now
We
what
he
didn't
you
was
know
got to
that.
say,
activating
Carl?
that prior knowledge.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'm finna block Agony. What you got, eight?
Listen. First of all, what Dave has said is amazing. So I'm gonna take it from 2 points, and then I'm out. First point is, you know, they give us all these de-escalation trainings, hoping that one day when it happens, you get to use your training. But it's something about like you said before, kids are just different. They're built different. They try people differently. Kids want to push that button. They get hype off of seeing people get frustrated, and that's the downfall of teaching. I just can't teach no more. I got to be interrupted. It's one of those things of, like he said, how many buttons can I push? Me personally, I tell my kids the first day of school, hey guys, I am 265. I don't have time to take you down. Right? Yes, I am trained through my school system to de-escalate my kids, restrain my kids. And I tell them legally, I can restrain you. I can put you on this floor if you attack me. I do not want to use that training. But again, it goes back to respect. A lot of kids feel like they bigger than us. Yeah, you may be taller than me, but your heart, your mindset is not bigger than mine. And that's the thing. Kids feel like it's one of those things I told a parent a long time ago. Kids now feel they are invincible. Like
Oh
pain
yes.
don't find them.
Yes.
And so, am I mad for what the teacher did? Like I said, transparently, no, I'm not.
No.
Because you did three things. Gone on now. You gave him a warning. You followed protocol. Did you tell the student to stop? Yes. Did you warn them? Yes. At this point, I'm going to forget I'm a Christian, forget I'm a professional. I'm still a man at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I let you say what you're going to say, and so now I'm gonna put you down. And I think at the end of the day, for the community to get behind him, most definitely a positive thing. But again, it does go back to our original conversation about value. You typically see most young men challenging older male teachers. You see most girls challenging older female teachers because
Yes.
in their mind they're older. They're not going to go toe for toe back and forth with me. And so again, it goes back to that respect thing. We're not valued as teachers, and our kids know that the parents don't really value us, like they should. So at the end of the day, the teacher wasn't wrong. He tried. He did the going on now method. And like I said, the downfall is this man lost his job over a kid's prank. You know what I mean? And that's the downfall to the whole situation.
Give me
There's so
video
much
number 2, Mel.
coddling that
Go ahead.
happens.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that there's so much coddling that happens that it builds this false narrative among parents and students. So, kids are quick to tell other kids or classmates or friends or whoever what their punishment was for whatever.
Or what's not? Yeah.
So, like for my school, I literally had one of my girl students try to kick a boy's head off. She was stomping him in the head. She got 2 days of in-school suspension. 2 days of in-school suspension. He was at the hospital because his ears were ringing. So you got 2 days of in-school. So you come back and kids don't care. They're like, yeah, I got 2 days, whatever. So there's no motivation to do anything right when you just gonna get a little breather, and then you can come back and be right back on the same foolishness. And admin, instead of making a stronger statement and taking a stronger position, you're so worried about what other parents are gonna say. And I tell mine, like, you could never have a parent like me, because everybody would have been on TV. Everybody going on the news. Everybody gonna be on Twitter, because we don't have some conversations. I told my daughter the other day, I said, we were watching, and she was watching the Kings of Comedy, and I happened to walk by, and Bernie Mac was saying something about punk ass parents, and I said, sorry y'all, but that's really what it is, because for whatever reason, parents don't advocate for their children, and admin won't advocate. So then, we're just kind of in a position where you don't stick up for the teachers, you're coddling the parents, the kids are in here doing whatever, and then when you have a situation like that, everybody's looking confused.
But
That can't be the
really what
first
it
time that
is.
boy tried something like that. It can't be.
But see, look at it like this, right? So our parents didn't play, right? You
Baby,
turned up in school. Your mama pulled up to the school,
Still
right?
dope.
Right
Right.
through the door.
Still don't.
But the thing is, as a kid, you was like, oh, when I become a parent, I'm never gonna embarrass my kid. right?
Yeah, food.
So now, right, some people
Oh
say,
I
so
couldn't wait.
now we're those parents, right? Now we're those parents, we're those adults. I'll never do that. I'm gonna fight behind my kid. My kid will never do wrong. And now you have
Right.
more younger parents feeling like my child can't do wrong versus like, there was a cartoon that came out a while ago that says before 1999, right? A parent walks in, asks the teacher, "What did you do? What did my kid do?" Now it's we ask the child in front of the teacher, "What did the teacher do to you?" And the role has flipped. There's no more I trust the adult. I'm gonna believe what I birthed over the person who gets paid to do this
When the
job.
kid's accountable,
It
it doesn't
And you
right.
know
exist.
your kid. Like you know
You
your
do,
kid.
and you made a valid point about principals. They only can do so much, and
Mm-hmm.
for me being in teaching for so long, I've learned about the FTE count, and a kid can only get suspended for so many days. And
Mm-hmm.
Lord
Oh,
behold, they got an IEP or a 504 or their special education. They can only
Yes,
be
you can.
oh
suspended for
God.
so many days, and
Yep.
you have all these parameters. But again, we got all these behavior issues, and you hit the nail on the head when you said uh, principals and executive directors of schools are more worried about what the Twitter is going to say, what social media is going to say
Mm-hmm.
about my school, because I need that CCRP number be high so I can get the
Mm-hmm.
money from the state to fund my teachers and give them more professional development so we can be a better school. But and this is really where it is culturally, we don't respect or value education. We want to, like you said,
Yeah.
pamper our children. We want to pacify
Mm-hmm.
our children. But I've told parents before, coming out of COVID, teaching virtually for 2 years was the worst thing for education. But then it
Oh
was
yeah.
the best thing for parents because parents really saw Day Day and Ray Ray. We told you they couldn't read. Now you at home with them and you see they can't read. But now
Mm-hmm.
you mad at the teacher. No, ma'am. We had the parent conference you didn't want to pull up for, but then you come to trunk or treat.
Hey.
Hey, but teachers don't be teaching though.
Who don't be teaching?
Teachers don't be teaching.
That's what
You don't believe me? Ask them. Man, they don't be
you
teaching
see.
right.
They quick to say what they don't do all day, what we don't do all day.
Listen, I told a
And
kid today.
we,
Go ahead.
we're gonna play another video, but you said something interesting. See, I never knew kids could only get suspended X amount of time.
Oh
See,
yeah, when they
and
come
I
when
think
they come with that paperwork.
there's a big gap between what the people know versus what they. I've never heard that in my entire life that kid could only be
Mm-hmm.
suspended for X amount of days, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it's incumbent when I try to teach people about law enforcement and the things they don't know versus what they perceive. I think it's incumbent upon you guys sometimes to tell us the things that we don't know so that we don't keep perpetuating bad information because nobody has ever told us that, hey, this is the reason why this don't happen. These are the things that need to be done. So we're gonna show another video, but I want you guys, if nothing else, to shoot me some things to start sharing with people about the hardships of teaching and some of the restrictions that you guys are under that most people don't have a clue. Because I never knew that. I have never, and I I thought I was pretty well informed, but y'all just hit me hard with something. But we're gonna play another video. Then I got another question, and I'm gonna start off again with Joy and Katina. But go ahead and show the other video. Now, I saw that and it bothered me. It bothered me to no end. It bothered me to no end. And Katina Joy, there's no way you can tell me that this is part of what you sign up for, but there's also no way, I don't think it's fathomable for, as a parent or as a human being, not to understand that teachers can be afraid while they're at work. And it's crazy. I'm expecting you to do your job while you're scared. I'm expecting you to be a professional at all costs and not treat these kids like they show you they can be. Give me some perspective on that, ladies. And you know what? As a matter of fact, ladies, I want y'all to hold up. Ladies, I want y'all to hold up. Agony, tell me what you saw and how it made you feel as an educator and as a black man.
It's funny that you call on me first, man, because I remember that video too. I stay up on stuff like this because I don't want to be on the next viral video. To put it in perspective, that kid was severely special needs, and he was upset because she took his handheld game. I think he had like a Nintendo Switch or something, and she took it, would give it back, and that's what we ended up seeing the result of that. I'm gonna be honest, those special need teachers, they ooh, it's a special place in heaven for them people. Cause you talk about people who do not get the resources that they need, it's them. Now, pens, calculators, things of the sort, I might not have those, but they need a whole nother level of support that they don't get. And we see the result of that right there. Like that, no way a kid that big should have just been with her by herself. Even if she had to restrain him physically, she couldn't have. She's about what, maybe a
Right,
third
it
his
wasn't gonna
size?
happen.
Yeah, there
No,
was
so
no way.
It wasn't gonna happen.
if she had to restrain him, she couldn't have. Those people are not giving the support they need, and I hope that video was more so an eye opener for people over special ed and special needs department to say, you know what, yeah, nah, paperwork ain't enough, and these little training videos they just ain't enough. They definitely need that support, not only for try to teach content, but also just for the physical side of it.
And Ape, I think he could have gave you and your 260 run for your money.
Let me tell you, no, sir, no. In that situation, you know,
Yeah, no.
see, this is why I don't teach high
You say
school.
absolutely not.
Exhibit A. Nah, you're bigger than me. But I will say this is the one issue I did have in that video was I saw the Marine officer, the JRTC officer. He briskly walked over there. He wasn't in urgency to save anybody. He walked with coffee over there. And what that told me in that moment, you saw a black student in a situation and you didn't run over there real quick. Now that's me probably prejudging the entire situation. And I
He
definitely do
was
agree
Spanish.
with Brother Agnew. Oh, he was Spanish? Okay.
Mhm.
Definitely agree with that kid's too big to be walking by himself with one teacher. You know, again, not knowing all the paperwork that comes with that scholar, but definitely situations like that is the reason why a lot of teachers don't want to deal with a lot of students. You know, just in that moment, this is why teachers don't want to deal with kids because it's kind of like being a police officer, right? When you put on that vest and that badge and you go out, when you leave your locker room, you trying to go home every day. Teachers try to do the same thing. We're trying to go home every day. So it's ooh, man. That video, I've never seen that one. Now I want to go back and watch the backstory on that one. Jesus.
That was real.
Ladies, ladies, tell me what that video did for you.
Okay. You go ahead. I'm gonna wait.
As a woman, I don't have the fact that another woman walked by and turned around and looked and continued to walk irks my soul. She didn't try to help. She didn't say anything. She didn't call anybody. She looked and she continued to walk. How much of that could have been avoided had she yelled for help? has she tried to intervene in some fashion? Clearly, the the young man didn't care about, physical well-being. But for you to look, watch him stomp her, look again, and then just keep walking. Now, he kept swinging. It wasn't like somebody went over there and then he was like, oh, okay, I'm done. But you didn't even try. And so I know a lot of times people don't want to get involved and they want to kind of stay out of the way. And yes, we want to go home every day. But I'm sure that lady wanted to go home too. And the way he was blasting on her, and for you to not even try to help is a problem for me.
Okay. I want to piggyback off of that and just add something. I agree wholeheartedly with what you said, but in, I don't know, just my teacher instincts of having done this for a while, I get the impression that the young lady passing by is a student. Um, in spite of her size, I just get the vibe that she's possibly a student. And I think what's so alarming in that situation is just how desensitized these kids are for her to not even react like, oh my god, this dude is beating up a teacher. Like, they see so much violence on TV, they see so much violence on the internet. And I'm not really sure, I did see this video, I don't remember how long ago I saw it. I'm not really sure when this happened, but if it has been since 2020, just in my observation, I've noticed we have not really addressed the way that the pandemic have mentally affected these kids. And somehow, some way, like, I think I saw an article one time, and I knew this far before I even discovered the article, but these kids are really addicted to technology, social media, and like electronic devices. Like, there is a real addiction. Like, taking a rock from a crackhead. Like, it's that severe, as we saw with the lady, like, what, last week before last, taking a little girl phone. Like, they are really addicted. And when I say addicted, I'm, y'all, for real, they are addicted to these devices. It blows my mind.
Say
Online.
the lights from the phone and from the tablet, that backlight, it releases
Yeah.
it releases dopamine, which is the
Yeah.
same thing that you get from a heroin high. So
Yep.
you ever see somebody DTing or going through withdrawals? It's similar, except it's not
Yep.
chemical. At that point, it's psychological.
Y'all, I have this student, and she can't focus on anything for her phone. So I've already convinced the kids, like, they know I grew up in New Orleans. I don't play no games. I grew up in the hood. I'm 10 degrees crazier than any of y'all could ever be. So they don't try me. But I had this one little girl, and she just couldn't focus on her work. And I'm like, baby, come on. Like, the class almost over. You got to give me something. You ain't did nothing all day. Like, come on. So I took her phone, and y'all, I kid you not. Like, I took her phone. She didn't give me like a fight or anything about taking it, but I took her phone. I think I went back to help like another kid. And when I look back at her to see, like, had she made any progress or started, it's like she was shaking a little bit. She was like, Miss Seals, please just give it back to me, please. Just give it back to me. I'm not gonna get on it. I just got to have it. And I was like, I never seen nothing like this before. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But the downfall to that addiction though is kids need that interaction in the sense of, like, I don't know if you ever heard a TikTok uh, soundbite that says, "I see them in my views, but I don't see you in my likes." And I realize kids want to know that you're seeing them versus
Mm-hmm.
communicating with them. And with when they're on their devices, you know, they see me, but they're not talking to me. And I think that's a downfall to, we the one thing we lost in virtual learning was the sense of making social connections.
Mm-hmm.
Kids don't read social cues anymore. So adults
Mm.
don't read social cues. Like you said, the lady in the video was like, "I'm gonna mind my business," but pre-COVID, somebody would have intervened, because now it's like, I don't want to offend nobody by stepping in and helping out. Because then it's one of those things of kid can go back and say, oh, Mr. J and Miss P, they both tag team. You see what I'm saying? So people are like, I want to be, I don't want to be in that. But that, I agree. Post COVID students, post COVID parents, and society is terrible. It's terrible.
They don't have any coping skills that I can see.
at all.
They don't teach any coping skills. They don't have any coping mechanisms. They don't have any strategies.
Whoa,
All they
hold
have
up,
is hands.
no. We teach it, but they don't receive it.
Oh, now, yeah,
Do
now
but
that's
do
right.
hold on? Do we really teach coping mechanisms?
But see, now I don't know how you do in your district. I know in my school we have social emotional learning, aka mental health classes, where we're supposed to teach these coping skills or whatever. But again,
Well,
if
yeah,
kids are not
well,
receptive, quote
they're
unquote
supposed to.
receptive.
Our counselors, God bless them, they don't get a chance to really hit it the way it needs to be hit. So, the most they get is, us telling them, kind of the steps that they should take. But when it really comes down to it, they don't get a chance to practice. They don't get a chance to put it into play. And when it comes time, when it gets down to the get down, they're not gonna sit and think, oh, Miss Rice said do A, B, C. They just gonna start swinging. It's fight or flight, and it's always fight. There's
But
nothing
the funny
else
thing with that is,
that they do.
one kid asked me, like Mr. Just, like really, when you become an adult, are you worried about SEL when you become an adult? I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just being transparent. No, I'm not. If I'm in a situation where it's either protect me and my family, I'm gonna protect mine. I'm only gonna be calm for so long. But
Oh
that's
yes.
the downfall. What we teach, or probably when we were all in school, being at school was a safe haven for most kids. Now
Yeah.
it's not a safe place no more. And I don't mean because of school shootings. I just mean socially, it's not safe, because kids pick on kids for what they do and what they don't have. So if
Mm-hmm.
mental health
It
is
was
our
like that.
main issue, go ahead.
Oh no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If mental health was an issue for adults and kids before, it's worse now. Because for
Yeah.
2 years I didn't see nobody. 2 years I had,
You
only
know,
thing I had was my computer. You know.
right. But you know what though? That goes back to when we was in school too. I remember not having a starter jacket, not having Jordans, because my mom wasn't paying 100 plus for something that I'm only gonna wear for a season or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I got cracked on for wearing regular Reeboks and just a jacket that fit out of Mervin's. Anybody remember Mervin's? Am I aging myself a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
you are. I'm about to
Yeah,
say Kmart.
yeah, you old. So let me ask y'all a question. Because part of what we like to do is once we come up with problems, give me some big solutions, something that can be done before this school year is out, and then something that needs to be instituted for the coming school year, so that we can make the teachers safe, we can make the students safe, and we can let school be what it's for educating our youth.
Ooh, that's easy. I can. That's very easy. Three things. I'm done. Number one, for teacher appreciation. Just in school. Just in school now. Teacher appreciation week. Just in
Yes,
school.
Lord.
Right. That's the first thing. Second thing is being professional. Is after that first day of school, come back. Just come back. Like, I get it. New shoes, the book bag drives, we're giving out food, giving out everything. After about a week, I don't see you. You know, if parents really knew how important, how impactful their voice and face was and is,
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have the issues because I've said this: the kids who mama and daddy come to PTA meetings, who come to the basketball games, who come to the breakfast situations, breakfast conversations, them kids don't act up in school because they know their mama coming to the PTA. They come to muffins and with principal corners
Muffins
and
with
chats. They
mom.
come in, yeah, they coming. But it's the ones who would rather chill at Greenbrier or chill at the beauty salon store or at the hair shop or whatever, getting weave or whatever, versus saying my baby really need this binder. So the
Right.
impact starts in August. Like I tell kids, it's cute. I love your J's. I love them. But what your mama talking about though? What your daddy and your cousin them talking about? Like what y'all talking about on Saturday? What type of discussions are you having? So one, in school early, just for fun, because I'm tired.
I'm here
Two,
for it.
give me
I stand with that.
impactful parents behind after August. After the new shoes wear get dirty, where you at? And three, parents realizing that you have a parent liaison in the school. Connect to them. Because that person, that's your middleman, is your parent coach in your school. If you can't talk to the teacher, at least talk to the parent coach because they're gonna help you out. So just show up.
Right, right, Zach. Going back to what you said about the parent involvement, like I haven't seen. Like you talking about PTA meetings, I haven't seen those in a while, like a
They're
long
virtual.
while.
They're
To where
virtual. They're virtual.
do they still? I hadn't seen that. Like I'm not even sure. Like yo, where I'm at, do we still have PTA meetings? Like I might need to ask around
Well,
about that because
I'll say
it's one of those type things. Mhm.
at my school it's more T than P in the PTA. It's more teachers than parents in our PTA.
Yeah. Yes,
It's
Lord.
mandatory for the teachers. It's optional for the parents.
No. It's not mandatory. It's easy to tell teachers to pay $10 than the parents to pay $10.
I think about that too is like you said with the pandemic having to spend that 18 months to 2 years with their child going seeing what we were going through, they're just glad to dump them off at this point. So the parent
Mm-hmm.
involvement is even less when it was less before now. Now it's even less than the less that it was. It's bad because as far as safety goes, you want to think of like the obvious answer to say up security, but you don't want the school to feel like a prison. So how do you find a middle ground in that? You see what I'm saying? I'm not far from the district to where the teacher got to fighting with the student over the phone and fell and broke her leg. You know what I'm saying? Like this is close to me. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, we up security, they're gonna feel like they're being policed. It's hard to learn in that situation, but then you flip the other side of that coin where a teacher has to spend there 55 minutes, or if you're on block schedule, that hour 25, doing more behavioral correcting rather than teaching content. And so, I mean, as far as me go, my answer is I still don't know because it's such a slippery slope.
Joy, continue to give me some solutions that we can start. Something immediately and something in the future.
I think immediate. I don't know where everybody is, but I know we start milestones next week. Um,
Mhm.
and so at this point of the year, if you don't know it, you don't know it. So
Amen.
this time that we have
Right.
until the end of the year, we really can devote more of our time to that SEL piece. Now, it's only 4 weeks, so it's not going to give us a lot. But if you look at what we've done up until now at our school, it's probably not even, it probably hasn't been a week all total. So the 4 weeks, and not all day, but if you hit something every day for 4 weeks, I can. Then that's something that you can start this year, and then you can build on at the next school year. And I definitely agree um with the comment about the parent involvement. It really today was field day for fourth grade at my school, and I saw parents that I honest to God have not seen all year And I sent deficiency reports and at-risk letters for probably 15 of the parents that I saw today. So you pop up for the good stuff and you pop up for the fun and the, muffins with moms and donuts for dads. But when it came time for the parent teacher conference, you no-showed. When it came time for you to simply look at and sign the at-risk letter, it's still there unopened. And so they have to be more intentional about their priorities, because if it's not a priority to you, kids see everything and they hear everything, and they might not say anything to you, but if you don't care, why would they care? So it has to be more, we have to have more parent involvement and more consistent parent involvement, and not just you showing up for awards day and the fun stuff and the free meal. We really need them to be in the place, visible, and that will show the kids, hey, there's people here. So all of that what y'all are used to doing, jumping on teachers, jumping on each other, that's a no-go, because it's too many adults floating around for that to be happening.
Joe, what you got for me?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Darren. I don't know. I don't know what to tell them to do. I don't know what a solution is. I haven't really thought that much about it because I'm kind of finding myself removed. Everything I've tried, everything I've thought of doesn't really work. One thing I have observed is that over the years, as we've lost the village, we're also losing the children as well. A lot of parents have this mindset, don't tell my child nothing, don't correct my child, don't, and like when I grew up, and even with raising my daughter, like by all means, if you see my daughter doing something wrong and I'm nowhere around, correct her. It's not that you can't tell her nothing because I'm not there. But just everybody just holding themselves accountable and just holding themselves to a higher standard. Like we're losing that, like little by little every day. And we're really losing these kids because we don't have a village anymore.
That's so true.
You don't have a
Question.
village, but you got viewers.
One of the viewers is asking, and I know what you said, year-round school result in better content retention.
The thing is, content retention is oh, go ahead. They asked, was year-round school a better alternative for content retention? We can't even get that far. You spend more of your time. You Content is the sad part is school ain't even for schooling anymore. Like the school part of it, the content that's become the minute part. Now we just trying to keep them from being the next serial killer, the next school shooter.
Yes.
We're trying to keep them from doing something to themselves or other people, to the point to where, oh yeah, I forgot we got trig functions this week.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, I was all for year-round school at one time. That was before I got in the school system. I was like, man, we ain't got time for that.
Yeah. Well, school ain't schooling no more. For sure.
Even if we did year-round teaching
at all.
But even if we could do year-round teaching, do you don't think that would contribute to you guys leaving a little faster? Because now you don't get a break. I mean, at some point, I got to work with children help.
Who you gonna find to do
it? I think how year-round works, though, as far as the break goes, it's like you do a 3-month term, and then there's like a 2-week gap in between to the next term. And then I think
I know one district did. You teach for 7, you're off for 1.
Get somebody else to do it.
2 weeks, that's Christmas break. Hello? 2 weeks is essentially Christmas break, and I have been counting down to the end of this school year since we got back from Christmas. So the 2 weeks is just not gonna do it for me.
She skipped
I do
spring
all
break,
of
y'all.
I do every day of my 2.5 months.
So what if we taught 3 weeks out? What if we did what if we did 3 weeks out of every month? But you got 3 weeks you teach, you get a week off. Is that still too much?
I
Yeah.
would do that.
Well, you
3 weeks on, 1 week off. I could do that.
Yeah.
So teach for 3 weeks, be off a week, teach 3, off a week, like that.
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
the year.
All year.
Yeah, because I mean,
It's
some of
year-round.
these people don't understand what year-round teaching is, but for the parents who are disenfranchised and lower income, it works for them because some of them can't afford to have the kids home for the summer, and so some of them are pushing for year-round schooling. Is there a middle ground that year-round schooling would work?
For me, no.
No.
A strong, hard no.
That's a hard pass.
Do I get a raise if I say yes?
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
how
It's
does
kind of
this
like
go?
football players. You playing more games, so your pay got to go up.
I
Man,
You would
agree.
listen,
think,
Your pay-
you
but
rarely
Okay,
get
no.
to
DJ
do summer school.
DJ says, how about Monday through Thursday, and you teach 4 days off 3.
So
So
wait a
you know
minute.
what's
Hold
funny
on.
though?
Yeah,
You
go
go
ahead.
first. Now I go second. No, you go
So
first. Ladies first.
my first year teaching, I taught in a school district in a very small town here in Louisiana called Greensburg, and we had a 4-day school week, and I don't really know what the pitch was or why they decided to do it or whatever, but I must say it was very effective. It wasn't year round, but it was very effective. It really was. It really, really was. It gave everybody like a reset. So we only had school Tuesday through Friday. But that first Monday of every week, we were off, and it worked. It really did. And there are actually some school districts here in Louisiana that are moving back to that model.
But you know what?
I'm
I can
going
agree
out
with
on a
that.
quick
I,
side.
I could agree with that because the thing is, the 5-day week is becoming obsolete. People are burnt
It
out by
is.
Thursday. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So and then it's funny that you say that y'all week went from Tuesday to Friday because my favorite day to take my mental health day is always Monday or Tuesday. You know what I'm
Always.
saying? I would rather have because if I can make it to Friday, why skip on Friday? That's the fun day. I get to wear jeans and do nothing and watch videos.
Yes.
No,
Right.
Monday
Yep,
is
we can
Monday is
hooping
the
all day
hardest
on
day to
Friday.
man. Look, Monday is the hardest day. Sunday night by 6 o'clock when depression hit because Monday morning at 6 a.m. that clock going off and it's like man I gotta go do this thing. But to take the pressure of Monday off. Oh man, that's ghetto gold right there, and I think it should be like that across the board. Like so serious 4-day weeks, because one of the things about the students and the teachers, they're getting burnt out a lot faster because that the whole 8 hour, which it becomes more than 8 hours, the 8 hour 5-day a week work day, you don't realize you burning your people out to where by October they already gassing. We had midterms in October. We and both sides are already gassing. And after so long in the building, the students can't retain anything anyway. Like truthfully, I think the day should be shorter. I really think that school should let out about maybe about 1, 2 o'clock from 8.
And so add on to that. So I know in my school we teach Monday through Thursday. Friday is a half day for students. The students go home early on Fridays. But also we do studios, right? So this when you get your dance companies and your chess club, golf club, whatever. They all come in. I mean, these are vendors who are coming into our school. I'm in a charter school. They come in on Friday half day. We can't leave, but it does give us true planning time. Like we can do all our professional developments on Friday. We can leave early if we need to be on Friday or whatnot. But Monday through half Friday is not so bad. Because in my mind, because of me teaching middle school, I see each class of 45 minutes and then I'm done with y'all and I'm good. But I think shortening the school week, give me Monday off every week, see what happens. My score is going to get boosted because I'm going to have energy on
Yes,
Tuesday
Lord.
night.
Yeah.
Like I jokingly say at church, people say, "Oh, hey, Jonathan, hey, have a great week." Oh, it's Monday, but no, it's Sunday. No, guys, after church, it's Monday. It's Monday.
Officially.
I officially.
In real
I
life.
don't praise Jesus, paid my tithes. It's Monday. It's time to go to lesson
Yeah,
plan
we
while
back to the crap.
watching the Braves game. Like it's
Right. And
just
see, I think that's the go ahead, but that's the part that a lot of people don't get is that we don't just work 8 hours. Your days, if you count up all the hours you do outside of the actual building, we talking about 10 to 12 hour days easily.
Easy.
easily.
Mind
I would have
mind
said
you,
15.
yeah, because I'm about to
I
say
would
leaving
agree
at
with you.
4:30. Mind you, I have a very good relationship with my kids, and my school is actually pre-K through 12th grade. So I still have a relationship with those kids once they leave middle school. I already started a relationship with those kids before they make it to middle school. And not only are we an academic school, we're an athletic school. So I'm staying after school, grading papers, going to the middle school basketball game, helping out at the high school
Mhm.
football game. Like I'm doing 12, 13 hours a day some days.
But I think that's the hard part, right? I mean, on average, the
Mhm.
worst sound for any teacher is at 6 o'clock alarm on your phone. You be like,
Man,
I just
listen.
want 2 more minutes in the bed. I just want two. Listen, I got a 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5:30, and a 6 o'clock. Okay. If I miss the 5:15, I'm done.
You got 3 more.
So I got one question and then I got a comment I want you guys to help me out with. First of all,
Okay.
I want to know right now, are any of y'all considering holding on to this long enough to retire?
At this point,
Well, you
yes.
tagged
I'm
me in
14
this,
years
and I'm
in.
not answering it. So my
I
phone went off. I got my little tag. So this on my Facebook, this on the blue app. I ain't answering it.
would be honest. If I could, my ultimate goal is to get to the central office. If I can get to the central office, I'll ride it out to retirement.
Mm.
Same. Same.
Katina?
But
Listen, I'm trying to facilitate donuts with dads and muffins with moms and granola with grandparents and whatever else. Um, I don't see me staying in a classroom for it till retirement.
Right now, I'm
And
trying to
Okay.
make it
a
to
lot would
Wednesday.
have to change.
Make it through Thursday. Today, Wednesday.
Sure.
So
wait,
thi-
hold on,
okay.
A
hold on.
lot
Go
would
So
have
back.
to
this
change for me
Today's
to stay.
Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday.
It
No,
might
see,
as
it
well
ain't.
it's
be.
Wednesday.
It might as
Cut it
well
out.
be.
See,
You
that's
are
what you
out of
got when I
order.
say don't quit. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and quit, Agony. You whatever it
No,
is you're
no,
doing
but
to think it's
Listen,
no,
Thursday, I need you to quit doing that. Whatever it is that got you thinking the
no,
day
man.
Thursday.
No, Darren.
Technically,
See
it
what
So
it
is.
is. If you
milestone prep is what is got us doing this. We don't know what day it is.
Hey, hey, you know what? The thing is, a lot of times I'm zoomed in on my show on Thursday, so maybe the
Baby,
headphones make me think it's Thursday.
hey, no man
so
knows the day or the hour.
At
this
all.
is what I want to. This is what I want to do with the four of y'all. I'm gonna keep the chat open, and when y'all come up with stuff, let me know so I can post it and get a feel and educate the people. That way, y'all don't have to put that on y'all pages and get in trouble. Let me know because a lot of people didn't know a lot of this stuff that y'all are sharing with us. This whole why you need men and what men are actually there for. It just that knocked me down. But I want to show a little something. It's making a little light of the situation so we can leave on a positive note. So we're gonna show Miss Shirley talking about these school kids, and then we're gonna get ready to close out. So bring Miss Shirley on, Mel.
I'm scared of Miss Shirley.
I said I wasn't gonna say nothing, but it has to be said. Because it keep happening too frequently. Too frequently, it keeps occurring. Y'all children getting slammed on their head by these teachers is y'all fault. Because you failed as a parent. You, as a parent, has failed to discipline your child. They got out into the world and found out that people don't play with them like you play with them at home. Because you let your child talk to you any kind of way, they think they can get out in the world and talk to adults any kind of way. When you don't discipline your children, the world gonna discipline them. Who else gonna do it? Who else can do it? And what I know is substitute teachers are not the one. They not the one, they not the two. They barely even teachers. We don't know if these folks is coming from rehab, if they got them off the street, if they volunteers. We don't know Who these people are that substitute teachers? All we know is these are people that's getting paid to watch your children for a few minutes. Why? Because all they got is a few minutes to make a little extra money. And these the ones let me our children on the head. Because that's what they need to be. These big burly children thinking they can talk to people any kind of way, do what they can do whatever they want to do. They out of order. And they out of order because of you. And your lack of parenting. Your lack of parenting. It's your fault. Now you want to be outraged and start a lawsuit and sue the school district and this and that. Look in the mirror. It's your fault. Because you failed to discipline your child, they think they can try to intimidate an adult, try to threaten an adult. That substitute teacher didn't even have no underwear on. That's how much she didn't care. That's how much she almost didn't make it. She didn't even put no underwear on because she didn't care. Because she didn't care. So you think she don't have a little restraint when your daughter who thinks she grown come bucking? Come knocking and barking? No. She treated her like somebody off the street because why? She was acting like somebody off the street. When you act grown, grown things happen to you. When you act like an adult, folks treat you like an adult. That's why people always say you got to stay in a child's place. Why? Because it's safe there. There's some grace there. There's some protection there. There's some provision there. There's some compassion there. There's some nurturing there. There's a little bit of love there. A little bit of understanding there. But when you try to act grown, you get drug. When you try to act grown, you get a knot upside your head. When you try to be grown, you get body slammed. When you try to be grown, you get slapped. I done seen a lot of folk get slapped. You get slapped when you try to be grown. Stay in a child's place. Because there's grace there and safety there. Parent your children. Discipline your children. So they don't mess around and find out that the world ain't gonna play with them like you play with them. Be a parent and parent your children.
Listen, I tell my kids all the time, I'm from a Knuckleview Buck and Pastor Troy and 3-6 Mafia era. Okay. All right. Listen.
Come on. I'm in the East Side boy.
Don't start no stuff on Beano stuff. Listen, we ain't doing dances. Okay, no.
I don't give
tell you.
Hey.
Listen, put your hands where your fist at. You see what I'm saying? Listen, but Shirley made some good points, and I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be funny, but not really funny. At my school, sadly to say, every year we lose a kid. Right? Once they leave us during the summer, something bad happened to them. And then their friends come back like, Mr. Josh, you heard what happened to such and such? No, I didn't, because I thought he was safe. But again, you like she said in the video, parents got to parent, kids got to be kids. And once that cycle starts back happening, teachers can teach. Because we went into teaching because someone impacted our life at some point along the way. And we said, you know what? I want to be that change agent for the new kid. Versus saying, I ain't want to be no target. You know, I know you made the question about should teachers carry guns in school, and I have never done so many lockdown drills in my life as a teacher.
My God,
like I gotta tell my kids, like the scenario. It's just if he come in, what we doing? Hey guys, listen. There's a reason why I got tables. These tables getting flipped in front of this door. We going out this back door, and I'm gonna fit all 14 of y'all in my Jeep, and we rolling out. Because I need y'all to go home to y'all parents, and I gotta have to go home to my family. But you never thought we would get to a point where, man, I gotta carry a strap, the DJ and the teach, boy.
One of the things I want to add on. I wanna kind of poke at what he said, man. Wait a minute, hold up. So you mean to tell me at your school you got 14 students and a front and a back door? I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
No, listen, I love, so every other classroom has an exterior door, right? So my school, we focus on family size classrooms, and so I only say 14 because one kid, he just don't come to school no more. So I really have 15, but one just don't pop up no more. He come
Oh no, he got a whole 15.
like, bro, listen,
I got
listen, but
27.
but you know what?
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Listen,
I don't know if you
my
noticed what
first
you
couple
said. Hey,
days, I did,
most of these
I know
got
what I
20 to
said.
30 kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
But
if
I've been
you
there.
you triggered them.
I did. Listen, let me tell you,
Well, I got
my first 8 years of
93. I
teaching.
teach all three grades. I got
But see,
93.
it's the thing.
Bless your heart.
Listen,
'Cause I know
I
one.
was I was there. I was there when I left traditional public school. Went to public charter. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I was losing something, and I was like, wait, y'all kids don't cuss at y'all teachers? Like y'all kids good.
Mhm.
But that was that one year. But the next year I got the regular kids because what you get is parents feel like, oh, I'm gonna go to the charter school. So I'm gonna put my kid who was bad and delayed and mischievous in the traditional school, I'm gonna pull them out because I feel like y'all bullied my kid. You put him into a charter school, still doing the same behaviors, but because we're smaller classroom sizes, you still don't want to be impactful. You want me to do more of your job. So I tell people, I got 14, but 14 times 2 is 28. So I still get the same headaches you got because either way, it's just me. It's just me and my kids. I don't have parents for it like that, but I still love them. You know what I mean? So yeah, you got 22. But the whole school know who I am, so I feel like I got 500 because I know most of the
Bless
other
you.
buildings.
And then you got to count the ones you coach too.
I went to
Listen,
a thing and they were talking about training because I train. They were talking about training for teachers, and I was like, it's cute to say that we want them to have guns, and unfortunately, they probably need it. But I say, realistically speaking, a teacher ain't gonna shoot their own student. I say it's just not realistic because they make bonds with them that cops don't make with people. I say, and you'll see that cops who have had pleasant interactions with people, same thing, they won't shoot them. We don't want to shoot people that we like. I said that burden is unrealistic for a teacher to have to, like I just saw a teacher who got suspended or fired for leaving his gun on the bathroom or the commode, whatever, because he ain't used to it. Why would we want to impose that on teachers? But you don't want to just put more resource officers in or more. Well, hell, just put police in there. Because as I'm listening
but you
to you
do.
ladies now, even you guys, there needs to be more of a male presence. And unfortunately, some of them need a more disciplinary presence. But that can't be you. You can't love them and beat them and teach them and do all that in the course of your 9 to 12, 10-hour day while you're grading papers. You got to have your pistol in the hand to make sure one of them ain't looking over your shoulder. When you turn your back, you need Agony to be right there with his shotgun to make sure don't nobody rush you while you turning your back. When Joy lets him out to go to lunch, she got to have me standing right there with her to make sure one of the kids don't try to elbow on the way out the door because he didn't like the last grade. I say, you asking a lot for these teachers to do because now you want them to be cops, which is a whole nother program. I said, and it's crazy,
That's a whole different
and
school
there's
of
some
thought.
teachers who want to carry guns, but it's strictly for self-defense. It ain't for if the school get raided. It ain't for if there's a mass shooter. It's in case one of you little badasses start wanting to charge them. And it's like that's not even realistic because I'm sure none of y'all signed up to be a teacher thinking, you know what, I'm gonna get some range training out of this. I'm gonna become a marksman. I'm gonna learn how to shoot over desk and through chalk and shit like that. It's crazy. And it's crazy how I look at kids and they video everything. They don't call 911. They don't call their parents. The first thing they want to do is go live. And that just, the whole process, it amazes me how desensitized we are to it. We just want to be the first one to share it. We don't want to help. You look at the ROTC officer who you figure would have picked up his pace when he saw something, but he didn't. He didn't.
Oh,
He
was
was
on that
male. He was
cool breeze walk,
military.
wasn't he?
He didn't want
Right.
to drop his
He,
top.
Baby, he was slow strolling, wasn't
and
Man,
it's like, well,
look.
damn.
But see,
And he
even
was a
with, but
Marine. They trained killers. What was it? He's like, hey, I ain't that trained to kill. I was
he?
an
He does not
admin.
have
I
the
was an
killer
admin.
instinct.
Yeah, he was an
nah,
admin.
but
All Marines ain't fighters.
But see, but then it goes back to the
Hey, Darren,
thought
what he
of
told him,
how.
just like I thought, you's a secretary.
But
But you got
that goes back to that thought of like teaching is not valued at all. What we do is not valued. And a perfect example of that is in Florida when the governor or whatever he was wanted to get rid of AP African American Studies. You want to get rid of culture education. You want to ban Greek organizations for African Americans, Jewish, and Hispanics. Culture education. So, like you said, you want me to carry a gun, but you don't want me to teach culture because it
DeSantis is a
seems
whole fool
now
by himself.
he
But you know what?
he is he
Yeah,
is.
But there was more to it than that. From what I saw in another interview, in a separate interview about that, they asked about that particular class and the curriculum. He said where he was with it wasn't the African American side of it; it was the gay side. He said there were things that were, according to him, were part of the gay agenda that had got slipped into this African American studies class. Now,
but
I don't find that hard to believe because one struggle piggybacked off the other. I ain't finna get too deep into that because I don't want to get you banned and or blocked.
but
But
one of his statements was also said he wanted to teach. He wanted to teach about Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, but not about racism. So he's a whole nother show. But let me get
oh,
this because we
absolutely.
almost got to go. Hey, Joy, Katina, do you feel
Yes.
undervalued by being a teacher? Because I know why the guys. I understand the guys have told me why they feel undervalued and underappreciated. Is it the same
Well,
for women?
Yes.
Why? Because at least y'all do get to do some teaching. They just got to come there, and they can't even wear a suit and a tie because they supposed to be the muscle too. So where is it that you feel underappreciated by staff and parents?
Ooh. Um.
I'll say
Ooh.
for staff,
Yeah.
it's not. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. For staff, it's not so much the teachers as the admin. And I think that oftentimes they forget what it was to be in a classroom because they're not in one anymore. And so they move like they don't know what's going on in the class. Like they have no clue what it is for us on a daily basis to be in the room. And so a lot of times for me, I feel like a glorified babysitter with a whole bunch of
Mm,
paperwork.
mm,
That you don't have time to
So
complete.
where they don't get as
mm.
much of an opportunity to teach. Um, I'm breaking up fights and I'm, kind of standing in the middle of stuff, and it's not a whole lot of teaching going on my side of the street either because I have the don't play with me vibe, and they know it. So when the fights break out, I'm who they come to get because you gonna move and you gonna stop or we gonna have a problem, and they know it. So it's not a whole lot of a lot of teaching going on in my room because I have all the behavior issues, and then I have three other classrooms behavior issues that I'm assisting with as well. And then everything requires some kind of documentation or some kind of note or something in the contact log, or that's it's a lot. Um, it's not nearly as much of what I thought it was going to be, from a teaching standpoint, as it is just watching your kids so you can do what you do during the day, and then at 2 o'clock I send them back.
All right. Y'all willing to come back and do a part 2?
Absolutely.
Don't
I mean,
ugh me
after
no more.
baseball
You know,
season.
ugh me.
When
You know,
you
ugh me
gonna talk
5
about
times.
his snacks? Listen, you treat us like the admin do. Where the snacks and stuff at? You ain't brought no drinks. It ain't no snacks.
All right, drinks on me. Everybody send me a cash app. I'm buying 2 shots of tequila. But
Her.
hey,
He.
we got to
Hey,
get ready to get up
you
out
should
of
be a
here.
principal.
Right. We got to share.
I know, right? Like two to
I ain't
share
never
or
had
two.
one that said that.
What I want y'all to do
Right.
is I'm not paying y'all no attention. What I want y'all to do is give us a parting shot for something that the parents can do to make your job a little bit easier. Joy, I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna go left to right. So Joy, give me something for the
Something for the parents.
or anything that can make the system a little bit easier and better.
Hold your kids accountable. Hold your kids accountable when something's going on. Go to your child before you come and check me about what happened. Like just check in with him, ask him why he didn't do his homework. I mean, you was at the house with him. I mean, y'all discussed that before it comes to me. So holding the kids accountable and just at the end of the day, understanding that I'm not there because I'm not there because I'm making $1 million. I'm there because I'm trying to make a difference and I'm trying to, impact lives. So just meet me in the middle. Just meet me in the middle, man.
All right, what you got, Katina? And don't
listen, you see, I'm about to say because I'm always trying to figure out a way to say it without saying it how I would normally say it.
Inbox me and I'll edit it for you.
It's really, for me, it's about being present on a consistent basis. I don't want to see you at open house and then I see you at the end of the year party and I don't see you no time in between. And just be intentional about interacting with the teachers and being present with the teachers and responding when we call. A lot of times we don't have time to be making small calls. So if I'm calling you, it's something going on. Check in. If you can't call, you can send a text, you can send an email, you can get on Remind. It's too many ways that you can touch base to be oblivious to what's going on.
I got you. What you got for me, Abe?
Those answers are really just the answers to the answers to the question. Be knowledgeable. Be knowledgeable. Everything that we've said today, you can go read. You can know on your own. You got a kid. You got, my kid's in daycare, and I know their handbook. Just go read the parent handbook. You signed it, but read it. You signed it because your kid can get a gift, but just know it. So my only thing is
you assuming they can read, but I'm gonna let you have that.
Hey, listen, it's in a size 18 font. It's not in 12. It's 18. It's bigger.
If they can't read, the font don't matter, brother.
But I mean, again, just become knowledgeable. I hate when the only parents that know the handbook are the parents of a 504 student. They're the only ones that know the handbook. Like I need all my parents to know.
They try to figure out how to flip some words.
Finagle the system, but still, just be knowledgeable. Just know that 2 + 2 is 4, but 2 × 2 is also 4, and just know how to get there with us.
What you got for me, Agony?
Once again, everybody said, pretty much my consensus too about parents just being more involved, and I'm gonna take it a step further. We're going past open house. Be more involved besides football. Because he might have the skill of a D1 running back, but he got the grades of clown college. So no, like I need y'all to be.
No,
I need y'all to be.
Say that again. No, stop. Say that one more time.
Is that he might have the Division I grades? I mean, Division I ability, but he got the grades of clown college. I'm so
Preach,
serious,
sir.
and
There's
so
a word in that there.
After there we go. So between August and October, when football season is going on, and October and February when basketball is going on, I need to see you more active outside of Friday nights and Thursday for basketball. Like that's my biggest thing. I've seen parents this year after the season's over snatching their kids out of school, trying to put them in another school so they could be seen. But you took him out and he only had 5.5 credits, but he's old enough to be a junior.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard them. I'm a sweet talk them into coming back. So we're gonna do an end of the year show. This is Random Thoughts with DVP, where we have uncomfortable conversations, and they brought a lot of uncomfortable things to the forefront. So we're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna come up with some solutions that are doable, that are actionable, that can be done. Like I say, some immediately, some next year, some may have to be done in 5 years. but it can be done, and we got to get this village back. We got to get control of it. Parents should be parents. It's cute to be friends, but ain't no child my equal. I just don't see it, and I don't expect them to be equal to other adults. And these teachers are telling you their real life stories. This ain't me asking or telling you what I think. I let y'all talk to teachers, men and women, so you get it from both sides. Like I said, I want to thank each and every one of you. I know we had a couple of issues, but I want to thank y'all for coming to join me and sharing some time with me. Like I said, I want to do this again in June. Check your schedules and let's plan something again. All right. Thank you. And I want to thank my super producer who introduced me to Miss Cheryl, even though she just fired me before we ended. Welcome to my JB, and this is what we do, uncomfortable conversations, but we come up with problems and solutions. So until next week, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.